Hello everyone, this is Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And I was watching a video this morning with Graig, Midlife. And it was an awesome video. Go check it out. See if I can put a link to it there. But really he was discussing about collecting cards and what it does to you, brings back memories, things like that. And for me, that's what it's all about. It's just bringing back memories. Let me get a sip of water here real quick here as I record this. So anyway, watching football just brought me back to the days when I was a teenager and I lived close to the Orange Bowl. And I used to go sneak in there and go to the games. And I used to get the programs and basically, you could get into the games back in those days, and this the only professional team in South Florida were the Dolphins. We didn't have baseball, we didn't have anything else, so football was it. And I lived pretty close, and I could just ride my bike all the way to the stadium. So I'd go ride my bike, and we could get in usually in the middle of the halftime or third quarter. We'd sneak in there, and me and my buddies, and we'd pick up one of the programs and just walk and try to get autographs at the end of the game. And here's a couple here. This is Earl Morrall here, up there, Earl Morrall. That's Garo Your Premium. I've got a whole bunch of them here. The problem with this is that there's Jim Kick, Vern Denherter, don't remember his name, Powell. I'd have to look it up there. But anyway, my sisters, I have two sisters, so they cut up my programs, unfortunately, doing things like collages. And you'll see in some of these books, they're all torn up. But, it was great memories where I was able to meet a lot of these players. And here's some of the ones that are all, of course, cut up. But here's Paul Warfield. I don't know who that is. I don't know most of these guys, but anyway, just a bunch of players. This was, I guess, depends. I got to look at what team this was. They were playing, I don't know what team, but anyway, I used to go and go out and get all these autographs from all these guys back in the day. So some of these have autographs all over the place. Here's one here. Okay, the fronts are missing because they were all cut up from my sisters and stuff. This, I guess, is Mel Gray, Fred Pitts, Brian Sy. I think this was the Browns. So it depends on the team, but anyway, for me, these were just great memories, going and just getting autograph of a lot of these guys and meeting these players. This is from the early 70s. So some of these players, of course, I don't recognize right now. I'd have to go through and see, but a lot of them, I do. And this is one against the Bears. Here's Don Shula. There's Don Shula. I think that's another Earl Morrall autograph. I'm not sure who that is. But, it was just great times, and that's really what got me into collecting cards. There's Dick Anderson, Bill Stanfill, Jake Scott. So these are all great players back in the day. And it was just used to ride my bike over to the stadium, watch the game, go inside at the end, get autographs. And it was just a great, great time. Here's one against the Jets. Henry Stuckey. I think I can't read that. A lot of these I can't read. Here's another one here. I don't know who the text guy is. But anyway, that was just fun times for me, great memories. You know, so going through, getting to meet all these players, and just, you know, here's Paul Warfield again over here. There's a few of those. I think I've shown some of these already. But, you know, the cool things about this is just some fun times. Here's some great stuff in this. I was looking through one of these books and, you know, check it out here. Look at this. You can buy cards. Sunoco. And that's Don Shula and David Shula, his son, who eventually became a coach. And these are the Sunoco cards. And then cool stuff in these magazines like Electric Football. I mean, everybody remembers that. You know, so it's just good memories, old memories from the days. And it's just great to go back through some of these, even though a lot of these, you know, my sisters cut them up pretty badly. Some of these have a lot of, you know, missing pages. But I literally have pretty much every autograph of all of the Dolphin players in these magazines. And just meeting the players really got me into collecting the cards. And really one of the first years of cards that I remember collecting were the 71s. And to me, it's one of the most nicest sets, one of the most beautiful sets from the 70s. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back and take a look at this set. And it's, to me, like I said, one of the nicest sets. And I have 5 graded cards, which this Unitas, I graded it myself earlier this year. And this is the #1 card of the set. It's the Johnny Unitas. And he was the big guy back there. It says here, considered to be the greatest quarterback of all time, Johnny Unitas. So Johnny Unitas, the big cards from the set, the big rookie is really Terry Bradshaw, and that's the Terry Bradshaw rookie card. And that was the big rookie card of the set. You also had the Joe Green rookie card. And I love these cards. I love the colors. You know me, I like cards that are colorful, that have the borders like this, even though they're tough to get because of the borders, or they're tough to get in great condition. To me, it's just a beautiful set. You know, you have the cards in blue. Here's the Bart Starr. You know, and here's a Ray Nitschke. So these are some of the cards, and I want to go ahead and go through the entire set. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just line these guys up. Let's have the 2 rookies down here at the bottom, and then we're going to go and show the rest of the cards as we go along. Find a way to put them on here. We'll just put them up there. So let's go through the set and let's take a look at all the cards in the set. And you start with, you know what, I'm going to give you guys a close-up of every card. I think that's the best thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at this set real quick. So you got Jim Butler, Marty Schottenheimer. You know, it's just a great looking set because of the, I just love the colors, you know, to me. So we'll go quick. Joe Donnelly. There's 200 and something cards in the set. There's Tom Dempsey, Chuck Allen, and you have a lot of Hall of Famers in the set, and great players like Walt Garrison, great running back, Bill Van Heusen. Here's one of the great players back then, Lance Allworth, great card. Putting a stiff arm on there, nicknamed Bambi. It was quick. Another good quarterback back in the day, Greg Landry. Larry Krause, another good running back for the Packers. Here's one of the big guys, Buck Buchanan for the Chiefs, defensive tackle. Great player. Roy Gerella, Clifton McNeil, I'll show you all the players real quick here. Bob Brown, one of my Dolphin players here, Lloyd Mumford. Dolphins had great defense back in the day. Here's Gary Cuozzo. Another great receiver for the Jets, Don Maynard. You got Larry Wilson, great safety, Hall of Famer. Charlie Smith, running back. Ken Avery. So for me, back in the day, this was one of the things that really got me started in professional sports, which was, football. Even though I did go and play Little League and baseball, and there's Dick Butkus, one of the big cards in this set. Great card, great player. Probably one of the best middle linebackers ever. So, I really played baseball, but I did play football, even though there wasn't any organized football. We basically played street football, tag football, where the sidelines were the sidewalks, and you'd play in the street. And, we had 4 guys across the street. It was 4 boys. And then we'd gather up some other kids and we'd play football. It was usually like a 5-on-5 that we played. And, so it was a lot of fun. And a lot of those kids, were good friends. And we lived literally just a few miles from the Orange Bowl. So we'd go to the Orange Bowl and we'd actually, play. Not in the Orange Bowl, but they used to have like a nice little yard or lawn back there where there's Bobby Bell, another great player, where they had basketball courts too. So we used to play basketball, used to play football around the outside in the Orange Bowl. And when the games were there, I'd ride my bike to the Orange Bowl. And, a lot of times depends. And earlier, here's George Blanda, a great quarterback and kicker. I mean, you don't see two-way players anymore, but Blanda was that. He played forever because he was a kicker and a backup. But, we'd go to the game, and Alex Karras, another awesome player back in the day. We'd go to the game, ride my bike to the game, and around halftime or the third quarter, they would start opening some of the gates. And look at Jackson Hole. That's a great pose there, Jackson Hole. So we'd sneak in, and here it was, the main guy for the Dolphins here, Larry Zonka. This guy was a beast. And this was training camp, and I think this was, now they hold them in Broward County, but I think this was where the actual stadium is today in Miami Gardens, where they used to practice. But Larry Zonka was a beast back then, unstoppable. And we'd get into the game, just kind of hang out there, watch the end of the game usually. We'd, if people would leave their programs and stuff, we'd pick them up. And then we'd go out to Sonny Jurgensen. Here's Sonny Jurgensen, a great quarterback. Very underrated in my opinion. Ron Johnson. So we'd pick up a program, and then we'd go to the area where the players would come out. And it would take them a while to get out, usually half hour or more after the game. But we'd go to that area where they'd come out, and it was, it reminded me of the commercial with Mean Joe Green, where he is drinking the Coke and throws the Coke or gives the jersey to the kid. And that's what I felt like back in the day, where we were the kid, and we were there, and they'd come by us, and they were huge. These guys were huge guys. And you'd look up, people like this, like Bubba Smith, beast, big defensive end, incredible player, tough. So you'd go there and you see these guys coming out, and Hey, can I have your autograph? Can you have your autograph? I didn't know who half of the players were because, you didn't know. There's Willie Wood. What a player Willie Wood was. Great safety. You didn't know half the players, except for the big guy. I mean, you knew Bob Greasy and you knew Zonka, you knew those. But a lot of the linemen and stuff, you couldn't recognize them without their, without the helmet. You didn't really know. And they were huge, and we were kids, so everybody sign. And it was just a fun time. Great memories. There's John Stennerwood, one of the greatest kickers, Hall of Famer. So it was just a fun time, and that's really what collecting to me is all about. I mean, right now, I'm a kid. I'm like a kid right now. I'm back in the old days. I'm back watching Dwayne Thomas. I'm back watching Mean Joe Green, watching Terry Bradshaw play. I mean, Dick Anderson intercepting Terry Bradshaw. Yes, sir. Dick Anderson, one of the best safeties ever. And, like I said, right now, I am back as a kid, looking at my cards, thinking about when I was a kid. Here's Daryl LaMonica. Now this guy, talk about mean. You imagine going up against Alan Page? This guy was incredible. I mean, you better get out of the way. So to me, that's what the hobby is. As I'm talking to you, as I'm showing you these cards, I'm back as a teenager right now, forgetting about all these things in the world. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on and the election and whatever. But right now, I'm not thinking about any of that. Right now, I'm enjoying the time thinking of going to these games in the early 70s, watching the incredible Dolphins. There's Bruce Gossett. Incredible Dolphins playing, some of the best football ever in the history of football, the undefeated season of 72. And I was there watching the games. I went to a lot of the games. I have some of these programs and these autographs of the players that were at that game. And that's the beauty of this, to bring back these memories and remembering these guys. Even though some of these players were not big players at the time, I remember them. I remember watching them play, listening to them, and used to go and just hang out at the stadium. And if they didn't open the doors, we would be listening to all of the cheering going on and the screaming. And then you'd hear the announcer, say, Zonka, 10-yard gain for a first down, and we'd be outside cheering, and just getting ready to get in the stadium whenever we could. And they would let us in, there were, it was pretty easy. There was just a couple guys at the stadium, at the entrance, and then they saw a bunch of kids later and they said, hey, yeah, go on in here. This is the best guy, one of the best guys we had. Mercury Morris was a hero here. He was one that I had trouble getting autographs with. I think I have his autograph, but he didn't like us signing autographs. And everybody knew him and chased him because he was with the big star back in the day. He was our fastest wide receiver. A running back. He was our fastest running back, along with Jim Kick, who was, and he'll come up pretty soon, who was like a, in modern day, pass receiving back. So the Dolphins had an incredible offense. Hewitt Dixon, great running back also here for the Raiders. But the Dolphins had a great defense, and well, the Dolphins they were undefeated. In 2 years, they lost one game. Here's Chris Hanburger, great linebacker for the Redskins. Jerry Philbin, Ernie Wright. Here's another good quarterback here, underrated John Brody for the 49ers. Another awesome running back, Tucker Fredrickson for the Giants. This guy was tough guy, big guy, tough guy. But we would just be able to hang out there. The players would all sign, the coaches would sign autographs, they would talk to the kids. I mean, it was just a different time back then, you know, and it was just one of those times where here's the checklist, the second series checklist. Number one on there is Ray Nitschke. There he is right here, Ray Nitschke. It's the first one for the second series. So the second series starts with Ray. So, you know, it was just fun times. And my childhood, I mean, was just awesome because of my friends and my cards. And now, you know, really for many years, you know, like everyone, you collected by themselves, you know. After that, after my teenage years, you kind of become your own collector, you know. There's Floyd Little, another great running back there. Bartkowski. So, you know, for many years after that, I collected by myself. And then it kind of, you know, I stayed with the hobby where most of my friends, Kenny Houston, Hall of Famer, safety, great player. Here's another great player, Willie Lanier. Some of these guys I have their autograph. Larry Brown, I think I have his autograph in one of the books there. But anyway, you know, you stop, you know, the friends stop collecting. You go to college. Most of them stop collecting. There's Mel Renfro, Mike Garrett, another great running back. And one of the quarterbacks that was the most elusive quarterbacks in the day was Frank Tarkenton. Man, he was tough to catch. I think he had the record for the most running yards for quarterback. One of the nicest Dolphin players was Gary Apremian. And he signed for everybody, and he signed 2-3 times, and he hung around. And this guy was a little tiny guy, bald guy. Nobody thought he could even kick, but he was a great kicker. He was a soccer player, but he made a terrible play against Washington in the Super Bowl, where he kind of threw up an interception for a touchdown. The only touchdown that Washington ever scored on us. But anyway, so it was just it's just great memories, you know, and that's what cards do to me. It takes me back. Merlin Olsen, look at that pose from Merlin Olsen. I mean, as I'm looking at these cards, you know, I just remember those days, and I go back to those days. And, you know, this was 1971. After that, you know, I went to high school, went to college, got married, had kids. Gene Washington, great wide receiver. Again, underrated. But I collected, I still collected. And then when I had my kids, I started getting them involved because I didn't have anybody else to get involved. So that's when I started doing the card shows and the mall shows and taking my kids along and all that. And, you know, but it still was kind of collecting by myself. Here's MacArthur Lane. I'm a great player. Jim Turner. Now this was a kicker right there. Great kicker. And you know, when I you know, going back to today, when I started YouTube, I really didn't expect much. You know, I had lost my dad, and I shared my collection with my dad. Really, the only one in my family that I really shared, Otis Taylor. Now this guy, another great receiver. So I started the YouTube channel just to document my cards and really show my collection, and just have it there, talk about my cards and my collection so that my family would know what I had and, you know, what it meant to me and, you know, stuff like that. And so I did that, and I don't know, I probably have documented, I think I've documented most of my collection, maybe 90% of my collection already. And probably could have stopped. This is a great action picture, one of the few action shots of Joe Cap, of anyone in these. Most of them, they're posed, but that's got a nice action shot. So as I did my YouTube channel, you know, one time I kind of thought in the beginning that, here's Nick Buoniconti. what a player. This guy was incredible. So I thought that maybe, once I document my stuff, I'd just stop, and but no, I ended up going to the National and meeting people and having friends, collecting cards, and that re-energized my entire hobby. And it changed me, and it changed my channel, where now my channel is more not just documenting my collection, talking about my cards and my history and stuff. There's Gale Sayers, one of my favorite players. And Gale Sayers with Brian Piccolo, the best movie that you guys should watch, and that's Brian's Song. If you've never seen Brian's Song, please go back and watch it. There's Jim Hotto, probably the best center ever. So YouTube really has turned my life around and given me another life in the hobby that I never thought would be possible, and that's meeting people from all over the world. I have Leroy Kelly's autograph. I met him when I was young. Super nice guy. And now my life has completely changed and improved so much that the hobby has, and the people in the hobby really have become my friends, and really my big part of my life. This is the nicest guy. Bob Greasy signed autographs for everybody. I think he still does. He was a great quarterback and just a team player. Never had huge stats, but he did what he had to do. Passed short to Jim Kick. He passed long to Paul Warfield. He'd hand off to Zonka or Mercury Morris, and he'd run sometimes. So today, the YouTube channel is about friends. That's all it's about, is the friends that I have. And all of my friends, I'd say most of the friends that I have today are my YouTube friends. And look at Gene Washington, great pose, great receiver. So what it's done for me, it's really enhanced my entire life, not just my collecting of cards, my entire life. Are all you guys that comment below and leave messages, and the ones that I've met. And, going to Strongsville to me was just awesome. Even though at the National I got to meet all the great people, but going to Strongsville and just hanging out with people like Mike Petty and Greg and Darren and, Chris, Mike, baseball collector, everybody, meeting Dr. Beckett. These are the memories that are now going to last a lifetime. These are the memories that are the best memories of my life, with my fellow collectors, enjoying a hobby that I've enjoyed since I was a kid. And here's John Mackey, great player, and it makes me feel like a kid again every time I go through my cards. Preston Pearson, boy was he good. Good running back. Steelers had a great team back then. Can you imagine? Terry Bradshaw, Mean Joe Green, Preston Pearson. And look at this Raiders receiver, Fred Bilenikoff, Hall of Famer, one of the best receivers ever. So these are the greatest times of my life. I'd have to say that, especially with my collecting life. And just want to thank everybody. And I do this, there's Len Dawson, awesome player. And I do this for just the love. I love the cards, love the history, love the games, love sports. And I love feeling like a kid again. And this is what does it for me. I just need another good quarterback. So as I look through the cards, I remember meeting Jim Kick, getting his autograph, seeing him play. It's just great stuff, you know? And even if you didn't meet these people, even if you don't remember them, just seeing them play and just going back to the old days where, you know, you were a kid and you had no worries, and, you know, you would look at people like Bob Hayes and say, man, that's the fastest man in the world. And he was playing football. And, you know, remember just talking about these guys and just seeing these people. And again, it's just the memories and just forgetting about everything bad in the world. That's what this is about. But it's mostly about friends now for me. The cards are secondary. If I lost every one of my cards and still had all my friends from YouTube, I'd be the happiest man in the world. And I am now. Extremely happy of being able to, you know, over the years, build up an incredible collection, being able to share it with everybody, being able to meet people, being able to see their collections and see what they've gone through and their experiences and their memories. I mean, that's what life's all about. Life's too short to worry about anything else. Mick Tingelhoff, look at this guy. Awesome center. I remember this guy would kill us. Matt Snell, that guy against the Jets, it was not good for us, for the Dolphins back then. How about Willie Brown? Great cornerback, great cornerback, Willie Brown. So, anyway, got a little bit more to show you of this set. And, you know, if there's anybody listening to me right now, look at Deacon Jones, that's thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Guys, look at me. I just have a little iPhone. There's Charlie Sanders. MVP of the Super Bowl, Jake Scott. Tough autograph, though. I remember he didn't like to sign too much, even though I did get his autograph. But if you're looking to start a YouTube channel, you're going to have friends. So be ready. If you want to have friends that like cards and like sports and like history and just are kids, we're all kids. You want to be a kid again, start YouTube. You can play with your cards, you can talk to your friends, you could trade with your friends, just like if you were a kid again. And that really is why I love YouTube. Forget about the subscribers and all this stuff and all that. It's just about having friends. So I hope you guys leave me some comments. We're almost at the end of this. I know it's a long video, but hey, we're looking at the 1971 set, football set. And it's a beautiful, colorful set with a ton of big name guys. So it's one of my favorites. Look at that cool old style sets. And, you know, there's nothing better than to sit down and go back in time and be a kid again. Look at Roman Gabriel. And this is what I'm doing. So get your camera, pull out some cards, start talking about yourself, start talking about why you collect, and put up some videos, guys. You know, it's fun, it's easy. You don't have to do anything. You know, don't have to get fancy. I never edit a video, and I don't care. Because you know what? If you want to watch my video, that's fine. If you don't want to watch it, hey, that's fine too. But if you want to be my friend, send me an email, contact me. any questions you have. Look, another action shots. Love these action shots. Not too many of them. That one's against the Dolphins too, the Bills-Dolphins game. So make friends, guys. It's no fun collecting alone. It's no fun just watching other people's videos. You know, get in the game, get involved. It's probably the best thing that you'll ever do in your life as far as, you know, the hobby. It's the best thing I've done. Earl Morrall came through in the clutch when Bob Greasy got hurt and came back for the Dolphins. Kermit Alexander. Look at Jackie Smith, another great tight end. So anyway, leave me some comments. Let me know why you collect cards. What's the best part of it? Why do you do YouTube, or why are you not on YouTube? Just talk to me, guys. Look at Joe Namath, incredible player. He said he was going to win the Super Bowl back then, and he did. Another great player in this great set. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys taking the time. This means 30 minutes, but it's 30 minutes that there's John Hadel, that I'm enjoying, just chatting away, enjoying my hobby and my cards and my memories, and just the best times of my life. Being a kid with no stress, and now I'm an adult with no stress. Thinking like a kid. O.J. Simpson. Not the best card. Some people don't like it, but hey, he was a great player. And one of my favorites for the Dolphins has to be Paul Warfield. Just really, not just an incredible player, but a super nice guy. Signed for everybody, talked to everybody. Great guy. Next to last card in the set, and the last card in the set is John Concannon. So thanks for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate you guys just, you know, and listening to me just chat away and talk stuff. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I appreciate you guys watching. And hey, enjoy the hobby, make some friends. You'll really love the hobby even more if you go on YouTube, or even if you just comment on the YouTube things. You don't have to even. Look at Mike Petty. He has no YouTube channel, but he's got hundreds of friends already through YouTube. So reach out to YouTube friends, and let's make friends. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. It's Orlando from A Collector's Dream, and I'll catch you on the next one.